Hello guys, welcome to Study IQ. Today we are going to have a very interesting discussion. It's the last day of the year and we are going to talk about the year that is going to end today. So we are going to talk about 7 secrets that we have understood from 2020. It's going to be a really interesting topic from the political science perspective because we are going to talk about different developments that have taken place in 2020. Let's talk about it at length. But before that, I am your friend Rahul Saigaonkar. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on the IDs that are given here. Study IQ has brought a good news for you. We have a smart course for prelims and mains for UPSC 2021. For more information, please download the app from Google Play Store. And don't forget to hit the bell icon and subscribe to Study IQ. Right. Let's first talk about the development or whatever we observed in 2020. Because see, everybody thought that globalization is here to stay in the world. We all talk about complex interdependence. We all talk about a globalized world, boundaries weakening, national governments defang. That means national governments have become powerless. Rather, there is a regional development, international development, a movement towards international law. We all spoke about presidents who cower before the bond markets because now there is an economic interdependence between countries. There are prime ministers who ignored the poor people in their own country, but they gave a lot of importance to what is their credit rating, what is their country's credit rating. We spoke about finance ministers who behaved more like Goldman Sachs knaves and the satraps of IMF. What does this all tell? If you ask anybody, they would obviously tell you that the governments are moving towards globalization, national governments are losing control and globalization has taken over. Now till 2019, everybody had the same belief. In fact, there are so many hyper globalists who believe that in the future, there would be no country at all. In fact, the entire world would be divided in, say, about 50 cities, which would be the hubs of development. For instance, say Mumbai, Delhi, there's London, there is Washington, there is Tokyo. So these cities would be the center and we would lose the importance of the countries. That was the belief of hyper-globalists till 2019. And then came 2020, the year of pandemic, the year of deglobalization. In fact, I would say deglobalization did begin with the coming of Trump administration, but 2020 has sealed it completely. And 2020 has taught us a lot of things. In fact, 2020 has given some very important secrets. Let's talk about secret 1. The secret 1 is that governments, they have a lot of power. They have inexorable power which we cannot even explain, right? So in 2020, we discovered that national governments, they were not powerless. In fact, they had a lot of power, but they chose not to use it because of the forces of globalization. Forces of globalization led to economic interdependence, which to a certain extent, we can say it did reduce the power of national governments. But 2020 showed us what a country can do, what national government can do. A country with 130 crore people went into lockdown. Why? Because of a strong government step. Similar thing happened in almost all the countries. Talk about USA, lockdown was imposed. Talk about UK, another lockdown was imposed, right? So all these things, they clearly show that governments have a lot of power even till today. That's the secret number 1. Now, apart from the secret number 1, secret 2 is again connected to the governments. The governments have hell lot of money. Now, where does this conclusion come from? See, COVID pandemic has shown us that complex interdependence is no more available. Every country is picking up their own borders. Everybody is going for lockdown. That means it is only their internal market. Now, if internal market has to run, then the government has to support through a lot of measures, especially cash. And we saw exactly that in almost all the countries. In fact, developed countries, they gave furlough wages, meaning they paid half of the wages of their employees. In countries like India, we saw that there were so many new schemes which came up during the COVID-19. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. A lot of money was disbursed for poor people to safeguard them from COVID pandemic. We have seen nationalization of railways. We have seen taking over of airlines. We have seen government supporting the automobile sector. We have seen government even supporting gyms and hairdressers in many other countries. That clearly shows that government has a lot of money and they are on a spending spree now to bring their economy out of the impact of COVID-19, right? That's the secret number 2. Let's move on to secret number 3 and talk about solvency. Now, 2020 has taught us a very important lesson. In fact, I would say secret, that solvency is a political decision and not an economic decision. It's not an economic decision. Let's take example of Greece and understand this further. Now, see, Greece has been going through problems for many years now. We know that countries by acronym PIGS, Portugal, Italy, Greece and Spain, they were going through economic problems and Greece was going through huge public debt. And in all these things, they did elect a leftist kind of a government there. So if we talk about 2015, Greece's public debt was about 320 billion euros, whereas their income was merely 176 billion, a huge deficit, right? Let's talk about 2020. In 2020, the situation is no better. If we talk about Greece's public debt in 2020, it has gone up by 33 billion euros. It is 353 billion euros. And their national income has also come down. It has come down by 13 billion euros in 2020. Now, does this not call for solvency? See, for example, we could have called Greece solvent in 2015, looking at the deficit, looking at the national income. And in 2020, the numbers are actually bad. But what happened in 2020? European Union declared Greece as solvent on a condition that as long as the Greeks elect governments that are consistently following EU norms and that allow the European Central Bank to do whatever it takes, then Greece is solvent, or Greece would be maintained solvent, right? So secret number 3 is that solvency is rather a political decision almost everywhere. Let's talk about secret number 4, a very, very interesting discussion with respect to economy again. Now, everybody thinks that wealth creation has something to do with innovation. If you want to create wealth, you have to come up with a good business idea, you have to come up with some sort of ingenuity, you have to show entrepreneurship skills, etc. But 2020 has proved that you don't need any of these things. How? Let's look at the income of 614 American billionaires, especially since mid-March, from the time the lockdown has become very extensive. They have increased their worth by a whopping $931 billion. I'm repeating it, that 614 billionaires in USA have increased their worth in mere 9 months from March to December by $931 billion, which shows that there is no need of innovation, there is no need of ingenuity, there is no need of entrepreneurship for making money. Companies like Amazon, companies like Google, Facebook, etc., they're making, or I would say they're minting money every second. So 2020 has taught us that there is no need of innovation for wealth creation. If you have technology, if you have technological dominance, then you can simply earn money very, very easily. Secret 5 is connected to technology again. Secret 5 of 2020 is that science or technology or research and development, it depends on the state. Again, COVID-19 has taught us that for any kind of vaccine to come, there is a lot of research that is needed. For a lot of research, you need a lot of money. And where will that money come from? That money comes again from the government itself. So if you want anything new to be developed, then we need money, and that money should come from state, because state has a lot of power, state has a lot of money also. A classic example of this is the Trump administration. See, Donald Trump has been the most anti-science US president ever. In fact, when the pandemic was at its peak, President Trump in fact ignored it. Despite all these things, he did allocate $10 billion for research, right? This clearly shows that science depends on the state, not just science, but any sort of approval, any sort of vaccine, etc. It all depends on the state, on the governments. What is happening today in the world? There is vaccination drive going on in USA, in UK, in Russia, probably in China. Everywhere vaccination has started. But the question now depends, how has been the approval given for these vaccines? Is it foolproof? Is it on the basis of all the 3 phases of trials that have been conducted? The answer would be clearly no. It all depends on state again. That's the secret number 5. And my personal favorite is secret number 6. Secret number 6 is that there is no more capitalism in 2020. Now you must be thinking that what are we talking about? We spoke about the capitalists, or I would say the business people, billionaires making $931 billion. And I am telling you there is no more capitalism. Why? 2020 has been a year of capitalists. Very obviously, if you talk about Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, if you talk about any of the other entrepreneurs, any of the billionaires, you will obviously understand they have made a lot of money in 2020. But there is no more capitalism, because one of the prominent component of capitalism is competition. And what are we looking at in 2020? 2020 is not about competition. We discussed about Facebook, we discussed about Google. There have been antitrust petitions which have been filed against these companies. That means capitalism's core of competition is not available. There are anti-competitive practices which are being used by these big companies to stop competition. And that is why I'm telling you there is no capitalism. There is some sort of techno-feudalism that has developed in 2020. Talk about Facebook, Google, Amazon. Talk about the FANG companies that we have discussed. All these companies are nothing but techno-feudal companies. They are maintaining their stronghold in their domains, which is not capitalism. Capitalism demands merit. Capitalism demands competition, fair competition, a decent chance for everybody. So that is why secret number 6 is that, yes, it has been a year of capitalists, but it is not about capitalism in 2020. And finally, secret 7 is something good, that there is always hope. 2020 has taught us that there is hope. Whenever you talk about India, you'll think that India nahi badlega. Things will be same, right? We all think that since the things are always the way they are not going to change. But 2020 has given us a hope that change is in fact possible. Now, if you look at these 2 pictures, this shows that change, in fact, I would say radical change is possible anywhere. In a country which has a population of 130 crore people, it went into lockdown. The train stations, they became empty. So there is a hope that humanity can fight any sort of adversity. That's the secret number 7 of 2020. In fact, we are fighting till today. We will fight always. So these were the secrets of 2020 from the basis of this article. In fact, I would like all of you to tell me what is the secret of 2020 that you have discovered from your side in the comment section. That's it from my side on this part of discussion. I hope this was interesting for you. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.